In the depths of a moonless night, when shadows stretch like grasping fingers and silence hangs heavy as a shroud, there lies a mirror. Not just any mirror, but one that whispers secrets in the witching hour, its silvered surface a portal to realms best left unexplored. This is the tale of the mirror at midnight, a story that seeps into your bones and lingers long after the last word fades. Picture, if you will, an old Victorian manor, its once grand facade now crumbling, paint peeling like diseased skin, heart pounding in a chest that feels too tight. Fog coils around its foundations, a living, breathing entity that swallows sound and obscures reality. Within its maze-like corridors, a lone figure stumbles. This is Emily, our unwitting protagonist, drawn to this forsaken place by whispers of family history and promises of inheritance. As Emily's trembling fingers trace the dust-laden banister, the floorboards creak beneath her feet, each step an accusation in the oppressive silence. The air grows thick, cloying, tasting of mold and forgotten dreams. She finds herself in a room devoid of furniture save for a single ornate mirror dominating the far wall. Its frame, blackened with age, twists into grotesque figures that seem to writhe in her peripheral vision. Drawn inexorably closer, Emily's reflection wavers, distorts. For a heartbeat, she sees not herself but a gaunt, hollow-eyed creature wearing her face like an ill-fitting mask. She blinks, and the image rights itself, but doubt has taken root. Is it merely a trick of the light, or something far more sinister? As the grandfather clock in the hall begins to toll the midnight hour, the mirror's surface ripples like disturbed water. Emily's breath catches in her throat as she watches, transfixed, unable to look away. With each resonant chime, the reflection changes, showing glimpses of other times, other places. A Victorian lady in mourning weeps silently. A soldier, uniform stained with mud and blood, reaches out with desperate eyes. A child, pale and sickly, presses ghostly hands against the glass. Emily's mind reels, struggling to process the impossible images before her. She wants to flee, to escape this madness, but her feet remain rooted to the spot. As the final toll fades, the mirror goes dark, reflecting nothing but an inky void. And then, ever so faintly, she hears it whispers, countless voices overlapping in a maddening cacophony. They speak of ancient curses and family sins, of deals struck with entities beyond human comprehension. They promise answers, revelations, power if only she'll reach out and touch the glass. Emily's hand rises of its own accord, fingers trembling mere inches from the mirror's surface. The whispers grow louder, more insistent, drowning out all rational thought. Just as her fingertips are about to make contact, a chill runs down her spine. The hairs on the back of her neck stand on end as she feels a presence behind her. Slowly, heart thundering in her chest, Emily turns. There, in the doorway, stands a figure shrouded in shadow. It's her own silhouette, but wrong, somehow too tall, too thin, its proportions subtly askew in ways that make her stomach churn. Emily blinks, and the figure is gone. Was it ever there at all? The line between reality and nightmare blurs, leaving her adrift in a sea of uncertainty. She turns back to the mirror, only to find her reflection once again normal, or is it? There's something off about the eyes, a hint of otherness that sends ice through her veins. As dawn's first tentative rays pierce the gloom, Emily finds herself huddled in a corner, unsure how much time has passed. The mirror stands innocently across the room, reflecting nothing but dust motes dancing in the pale light. Yet she can't shake the feeling that something has changed, that some fundamental part of herself has been irrevocably altered. She flees the manor, desperate to escape its oppressive atmosphere and the lingering whispers that seem to follow her every step. But as Emily drives away, catching glimpses of her reflection in the rearview mirror, a creeping dread takes hold. For in those fleeting moments, she swears she sees something else looking back, something wearing her face, but most decidedly not her. The story of the mirror at midnight doesn't end here. It follows Emily home, a shadow at the edge of her vision, a presence felt but never quite seen. She finds herself avoiding reflective surfaces, startling at unexpected movements glimpsed in windows and polished metal. Sleep becomes elusive, plagued by dreams of endless corridors and whispered promises. Friends and family notice the change in Emily. Her once vibrant eyes now hold a haunted look, her smile never quite reaching them. She speaks of feeling watched, of hearing voices in empty rooms. They try to help, to rationalize her experiences, but their words fall on deaf ears. For Emily knows the truth that some thresholds, once crossed, can never truly be returned from. As weeks pass, Emily's grip on reality continues to fray. Objects move when she's not looking. Familiar faces momentarily twist into grotesque masks before snapping back to normal. She finds herself losing time, coming to awareness in strange places with no memory of how she got there. And always, there's the mirror now hanging in her bedroom, though she has no recollection of bringing it home. One night, as the clock inches towards midnight, Emily stands before the mirror, steeling herself for what she knows must be done. With trembling hands, she reaches out, fingers brushing the cool surface. The glass ripples at her touch, and for a moment she sees countless versions of herself stretching into infinity. Some weep, some laugh maniacally, others stare with dead eyes. As the final chime of midnight fades, Emily feels herself being pulled forward, the boundary between flesh and reflection blurring. She doesn't resist, understanding on some primal level that this was always meant to be, in the split second before she's fully absorbed. Emily catches a glimpse of her true self stepping out of the mirror, a triumphant smile playing on lips that are no longer quite human. The next morning, Emily greets the world with bright eyes and a spring in her step, all traces of haunted weariness gone. If anyone notices the subtle wrongness in her movements, the way her smile never quite reaches her eyes, they don't mention it. Life goes on, the world none the wiser to the exchange that took place in the witching hour. But sometimes, in the depths of night, when shadows loom large and silence presses in, a faint tapping can be heard coming from mirrors and reflective surfaces. And if you look closely, you might catch a glimpse of the real Emily, trapped behind the glass, her silent screams forever unheard in our world. The mirror at midnight stands as a chilling reminder that reality is far more fragile than we like to believe. It whispers of worlds beyond our own, of entities that hunger for human essence, and of the terrible price of curiosity. So the next time you find yourself alone before a mirror as the clock strikes 12, ask yourself, is that really your reflection staring back at you? Or is it something else, waiting for its chance to step through?
For stories that linger long after the screen fades to black, tales that twist, turn, and ensnare you in their grip. Subscribe now. If a story leaves you speechless, hit that like button, share it with someone who craves the unknown, and click that bell so you never miss a new chapter.